things have changed. So going back to my role is to, in fact, transformation of the products which we have been doing in the past. How do we make it is more delightful experience? They have to train themselves how to use the product. It's not a generic thing. So what happens? Somebody presses your doorbell, you take your phone, get the notification, you press something, you turn on, you want to talk to the person. So 3 or 4 actions. But user has to learn, and after that say this is a normal way. But user doesn't have to learn it. When you have to pick up a phone call, people don't learn how to pick a phone call. When competition start to follow you, it means you're doing the right thing. So you want that because you want to continue to be on the top of it. Then Google Home has the facial recognition. So they know this is Naveen. Allow Naveen to open the lock automatically. A lock opens automatically. What I also do, I make sure that I disarm the system so nobody dispatches to your home.
Well, hello. Today I have with me Naveen Chhangani. He is the Senior Vice President and Chief Product Officer at ADT. So first of all, Naveen, I want to start by saying congratulations on being one of the best Chief Product Officers of 2025.
Thank you so much, Renee. So glad to be here and speaking with you. Thank you.
Well, I am very excited and have been looking forward to this conversation. Before we dive in, how about if I have you spend a couple minutes, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about ADT, what you do for ADT, and maybe a tad about your journey into this role.
For sure. So Renee, as the title and the thing says, I'm Chief Product Officer. It means every single thing which ADT we are doing, anything product which touches the end customer's hands, I'm responsible for that product. And within the product categories, there are 3 or 4 products. Just to give you, at ADT, we have only single purpose. Everything we do is especially to make sure that the safety and the peace of mind for our end users. And this is such a big mission, actually. So putting together a solution where it puts the peace of mind for every single end user. Now, the products are not physical products. Products are services. Products are designed, how they interact. Every single touch point, I'm responsible. And apart from that, there is a monitoring services because if you know ADT is a 150-year-old company, today they are known for mostly an alarm company. If something goes wrong, so they can dispatch. There's a lot goes in that. How do we make sure that the life safety and every single thing is error-free? There is no error you could afford here. So those are the products. And then I also took over the design team because the big difference between from the past, it was more of a reactive and people were only acting on ADT when it is required. Somebody has broken in house, then you react. Things have changed. So going back to my role is to, in fact, transformation of the products which we have been doing in the past. How do we make it is more delightful experience? Because every single time you think of security, you think of something goes wrong, oh, then I need something. But the whole narrative has to be changed. Security is like basic human needs. And how do we do that in a very delightful way? So very, very privileged to be part of this company. Year and a half I've been with ADT. And prior to ADT, the reason I joined ADT, I'll give a little background. So prior to that, I always have in the products which has some meaningful mission and to help end users in an emotional way. So prior to that, I was at the Palo Alto Networks, and Palo Alto Networks is a cybersecurity company. And one of the reasons I joined because it was again protecting people. And it's very likelihood somebody's not going to break in your house, whereas they're going to steal your data. So I ran the products for 2 to 3 years initially for something we wanted to do SMB and consumer, but then Palo Alto Networks is more tailored towards the enterprise side of it. But I ran the product how we can really safeguard. And prior to that, my entire experience has been with Arlo, which is again home security company, connectivity, Netgear, will millions and billions of people are getting connected, huge mission. And I also had an opportunity to do 2 startups. So startups has 2 things actually. Either you are super successful or you fail. People don't call it we failed. People call it learned a lot. So my thing is I learned a lot, and I really learned a lot. The one of the startup I did in Singapore very early, it was VC funded, and I ran for that 7 years. And the second startup I did in Bay Area, which sooner I realized that it's a time to take quick actions and got acquired by another company. So that's all about me. Started my career as a scientist, as an engineer, turned into product expert, and all along with the product, I fall in love with the product, especially when the end users are using it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
my
love
journey.
it. I love how your journey kind of it has a lot of connective tissue through it that's really led you up to obviously a bunch of learnings and cardinal knowledge in the security and safety space. I definitely have been a customer of yours before, and I could say without a doubt it's kind of a really great product experience. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, as you kind of think about that journey and how specifically the role of product leadership has morphed, I mean, if you think about even the last 5 years, our access to data, our access to tools that allow us to prototype, everything has changed. How has that impacted you as a leader? And just tell us a little bit more about that.
Really, this is a great question. And I'll give you an example. I mean, as a product leader and leading the products for many companies, and what has changed, and I was thinking, as I've been thinking about it, in early days, let's give an example. I was at Netgear running the products as call router, and the Wi-Fi was one thing which connecting in the home. But at that time, speed and feed was the one thing. How fast I can go to the market, how quick or higher speed I can to the end users, and bigger the numbers, better I am. But one thing we were missing, are we really making an engineer based product, or really making a product which end user can use it? So the things which have changed over a period of time, earlier the product, and I can tell you about me, not overall as industry, what I have seen, I was driving more on speed and feed and what sales are looking, how I can sell more product, rather than focusing on what is the real benefit end users are doing. I could have a list of 11 different features, but are the user really using it? Was the focus on that? What is making the experience delightful? But we were in this rat race, either in the Best Buy consumer side of it or anything. The more the numbers we have written, better we are. Higher the numbers, we are better. Things have started to change now. What happened? There's a time where it's speed and feed, but at some time, who are our users and users who are using product day in, day out? Are those features are really meaningful to them? Are they solving a real problem they're trying to solve, and solving in a way they want to think it is solving? So what has happened, as you pointed out, a lot of data analytics, a lot of UX, a lot of customer experience. I mean, some of those things, we just launched a product without thinking about how the user journey would be there. So putting all the user ID dot points, how user will come, different kind of user persona, where we are trying to do. So all those things, which now what happen is now you are very much into trying to understand the problem statement first. Earlier product team was more on a solution based. Even before understanding the problem, we are putting the solution first, putting the speed and feast first. Now it is complete other way around. What is the problem? Go deep dive into that. Is the problem I'm trying to solve, is a real problem, or I'm assuming that's a problem? And now there are tools, now there are ways you can validate that. So I'll give you, if you're okay, I'll give you one example.
I would love it.
So I was at Arlo. I was leading all the products, and we were about to launch a doorbell, right? And if you know the market, Ring was dominating. I mean, people were calling, "Oh, do you have a Ring?" Essentially, it became so synonym for the doorbell that you have to have a product which is like, doorbell, because Arlo was mostly cameras. Now the question become, I can do the product what Ring is doing, and I can do the product which Google Nest is doing. And they're solving the problem. If you think of, they are very high sales, whether you go Best Buy, you dig all this data, they are absolutely fantastic. But then I wanted to understand, is there a problem in those products? And if you ask the users, no, we don't have any problem. So what I started doing is that how people are using that product. So two or three things we identified. One thing I identified, that people do have the Ring or Nest doorbell, and they still have Arlo cameras on top of it. I said, why on the front door two things are there? Because you have a camera already on the door. Why would you need our on camera? Maybe they didn't get a chance to remove it. So the only way was to get and talk to those users. And those users said, no, we use your Arlo because many times when they drop the package, we cannot see the package because the doorbell only looks horizontally, not as much vertical. So now what happened is the user is solving that problem by using a different product. They don't see this is a problem because they see this is a problem I can solve by putting the two products at the one place. But now you understand that problem can be solved, right? So this is one thing. Second thing, one thing with the user journey, we invited some of the users and see how they use the Ring and Nest product. And what I realized, they have to train themselves how to use the product. It's not a generic thing. So what happens? Somebody presses your doorbell, you take your phone, get the notification, you press something, you turn on, you want to talk to the person. So 3 or 4 actions. But user has to learn, and after that say this is a normal way. But user doesn't have to learn it. When you have to pick up a phone call, people don't learn how to pick a phone call. So some of those problems which were not even defined by end user because they were solving one way or other. But the idea here was that how we can go deep inside, understand what the problem is. And then if you solve that problem in a meaningful way, have better vertical field of point of view, when somebody calls, it comes like a phone call. And those are the meaningful features you make it different. So to give you an idea, so earlier it was like speed and feed. If they have the product, I need to have a product with better specs. They have 2K, I need to have 4K. But the idea is not to go high resolution, high speed. It's the real problem in a meaningful way if it's solving for the user. Sometimes user may not even know. So those are the things that have changed, and I would say in the last few years, and it's changing exponentially every day with the availability of data and AI and all those tools. It's really, really compelling.
So what is the impact of that change then?
The impact of the change is the first of all, one way of you thinking of, we got all the product awards, but also we were able to get the market share. We were not only able to do that, now you're leading a product into differentiated product. Now suddenly both Ring and, again, I'm saying competitive landscape, they starting following up what you are doing, which is good because now it shows that customers are happy with that. When competition is start to follow you, it means you're doing the right thing. So you want that because you want to continue to be on the top of it. So immediate impact was not only able to solve the problem for the company's point of view, actually definitely increase all the sales revenues, every single thing, able to get market share and all that thing. But overall, I think it's an impact to the end users. They don't have to use two products. They don't have to do subscription. They're able to use it with the one single solution, which is solving their problem, which they were solving using multiple products. Second thing is usability. If you make the products pretty complex, people would only use it if it's required. If you make it so simple, then they're trying to use more and more. So the more usability you have, more engagement you have, certainly it has a better, because we are moving through the world from hardware into software subscription plan, which help. I remember the days, and in fact, very early days when we'll ship the router, we never wanted our customer to ever call us. We ship the product, we don't know you, you don't know me. But to the day today, we want more and more engagement.
Hi, this is Renee Niemi, Resident Chief Product Officer at Products Account. We're taking a quick break to chat with a friend of the show, Mighty Capital. GP of Mighty Capital, SC Mawadi, is here with me. SC, for listeners who don't know yet, what makes your approach different?
We're a product first venture firm, so we back enterprise founders where product is the growth engine. Our edge is what we call the CPO alpha effect, which is a data backed framework that helps us source, diligence, and help companies scale faster. That's how we backed category winners like Amplitude, Airbnb, Grok, and more.
Yeah, and the results speak for themselves. You celebrated your 6th IPO with Netscope recently, right?
We're so proud of the founders. And you're right, the goal is compounding product excellence. So over time, about 1 in 5 of our companies becomes an outlier.
Yeah, and you don't just write a check either.
Right. We plug teams into product, design partners, and our CPO fellows who roll up their sleeves on roadmap, pricing, and go to market so that teams hit milestones faster and raise on better terms.
So if I'm a founder building a B2B product, how do I engage?
Well, email me at sc@mighty.capital or message me on LinkedIn or X, and I'm happy to connect.
Awesome. Love it. Learn more at mighty.capital. Now back to the show. Yeah, yeah. So to sum up, the ability to deliver, happiness to your users and happiness to your investors, right?
That's right.
That's
You're spot on.
amazing.
If users are happy, I think they are going to make every single thing happy. So yeah, if you start with that, every single thing is cascading effect.
I love it. I love it. How has AI impacted the role of product management?
How has it? I'm sorry.
How has AI over
AI,
the
yeah.
last 2 years impacted the role of product management?
I think it's one of the best tool available. Uh, because what you're able to do that, you have a lot of data available. But what data really want to tell you, AI is a fantastic tool, sometime to simulate certain things, sometime to get out of that data in a way in a form you want to look an output. I mean, the same thing it will take, I mean, somebody is data expert in certain tools and all that. You don't really need nowadays. I mean, essentially, you can use AI, they can run the algorithm, and as long as you have a high level view, you know where it is going on. So AI and I mean, every single, right from, I mean, I'll tell you, right from PRD to all the way use cases, all the way to a lot of other areas where AI has been a fantastic facilitator for a product manager. I mean, to give you an idea, I mean, right now, rather than writing like 10 pages of long, those things, I do now use a Copilot, one of those things, Microsoft thing. I mean, it helps us. Spending my 1 hour spent with 11 different emails, now they're able to consolidate what exactly we want to say, what problem we want to solve. So it in every single thing, AI helps. Now, this is all about how it's helping in the process, but AI also helping on the product itself. To give you an example, AI and machine learning is the combination of those things. So, and this is a public info. One of the things we launch is a glass break at the ADT. When something glass breaks, essentially it communicates something is going wrong, it triggers certain alarms and dispatches happen. All along, glass break was with a certain amount of sounds, how the sounds has been done, and it was very hard to really identify the real glass break versus some movie you're watching happen on the TV, and again also now as a user, I think you have different thing. You're in a place where a lot of some kind of thing, little kid here and there, though a lot of those things are happening. So machine learning first help us continue to evolve on that, learning what kind of glass breaks the real glass break or not. Now, what happened is with the power of AI, with containing your user privacy intact, not going outside, you learn what exactly the use case is, what exactly is happening. So it can be very customized in a point of view. Where is a real glass break? Where somebody has got in your home because the glass break is happening, 11 o'clock versus 1 a.m. in the night. So some of those kind of things probably gives a lot of direction what you can do. So AI and every single thing what we are doing today, there is not a single product I can think of where AI is not playing a key role.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. That would be pretty alarming, pun intended, to have the police show up when you're sitting there watching a movie. That was a great example. Thank you for sharing that. One of the things that chief product officers have been telling me is the rate of innovation, especially with AI, is really, really accelerating. Are you seeing that? And if yes, can you say more about that? And then B, what are you doing about it?
Great question. So I would say innovation is still driven by the product managers and the product team. AI can help as one of the best tool to help facilitate a lot of those thought process, because you probably AI is not going to put what your North Star is going to be. AI is not going to put what exactly your things which you really believe is going to do. What they can do is they can help you facilitate, they can help you do some innovative things which you want to do. So for me, how it is helping AI is, I think, more quicker, more localized data which we can capture, and we can act on that. We can summarize that. But in terms of innovation, important part for us understanding a problem, and I go back all the long. Uh, it's not a question of putting together 20 different features. I really do not think that that's the way we want to do. Yes, AI or some of the tools, they can suggest you can do 10 different, 15 different features, but are they really meaningful? Are they really meaningful solving a problem? So there are ways how AI tools can be used, but I don't think that when it comes to innovation, yeah, it could be tool, it could be uh, most likely it's tool which we can use in our product, but defining what the problem statement, it's still required product managers and product team, and getting in touch base with the real product. So be user yourself, that kind of thing. Yeah.
How do you make sure that you're investing properly at the proper level? And let me give you an example. Like many people kind of like I used to look at my product investments as a portfolio very much like I would look at my investments at E-Trade. A certain percentage of them are high risk, high return, longer term. And then some of them were very, very safe. Like, do you have any recipes that you use for balancing your investment portfolio from that perspective?
Great question. You're asking about within the product team and within this area. I mean,
Yeah,
how do
how
we
do you
invest the right
prioritize?
tools?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
How do
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
prioritize what you're going to build?
Yeah, so first and foremost, I think each wherever which company you go, you have a certain mission and an area where you want to go. And as I started, I think as an ADT, as an alarm company, I'll give you an example here. ADT as an alarm company has been treated as a company, uh, is alarm company. I mean, it took me 6 months before to agree to join ADT, because I said, as alarm company, are they ready to make a change? Because these was mostly sales focused. You're just shipping the product and done after that. But there was a way that one thing which I'll go to you. So one thing which I learned, innovation is not equal to your trust. Trust takes times. So a lot of time we see a lot of great innovative products, but we don't trust them. Trust takes times. So when it comes to the consumer kind of thing, trust is a very, very important thing. So ADT, what we have built today for 150 years, that people trust there is something behind it. Now, what I have to do every single investment, the reason I'm sharing this is ADT specific. Every single thing I do, I want to make sure that trust is built, because trust can be gone in a day. Actually, if some of those, the companies, their videos being, the employees have been looking their videos or something happen on their data. So for me, the fundamental number one priority is that what we have able to achieve, which is very hard to achieve, a trust within this brand, within the safety and the protection and of their loved one comes. So every single thing we do in that direction. Now, second thing is that trust can be innovation. I mean, you can do innovative, you can make things to make super simple. So where I am looking right now, and as I said, I think experience here is, how do I make this experience is really delightful our end user, more usability of those users, rather than 1, 2, 3, 4 arm and 1, 2, 3, 4 disarm. So investment, I'll give you just specific examples. And I came here on board, and first and foremost investment I did actually here is, security is our core component, and we cannot rely on third party. So we need to build our own platform. So today, when we launch ADD Plus a year and a half after I came, we launched, it's completely our own platform, because where we can start with innovation, we can integrate third party devices into that. So when it comes to security, it doesn't mean that my product has to be the best product can provide you the security. Renee, imagine that at your home, you want your home to be protected. every single thing. I, as an ADT, cannot produce these products. There are certain areas which I can do. So my next level was where we can do our core. My investment was on my platform. But the second thing is the right partnership in place. We know that Google makes one of the best cameras, right? Google have been making cameras. They have the best AI in the backend. So now we partnership with Google. But at the same time now, why Google? Because they can look who is in the front of your home or something. Third thing, getting into home. Do we need to do ADT, need to do our own lock, or we can really leverage companies like Yale who are being known for the smart locks. So now what happened is the investment, there is investment where you do something your own, but also not a big fan of every single thing we build by us, as long as you can provide the experience to end user, working with the Yale, working with Google, working with our platform. And this is one example I'll tell you. I'm not sure if you have looked into that. One of the product which, or the solution we launched in the security industry, which made us leapfrog from any other competition, called Trusted Neighbor. Are you aware of what the Trusted Neighbor is? I'll
Uh,
give you 30.
yeah, no, tell us about it.
Yeah. So imagine, Renee, all of us, we go and travel on vacation, right? And let's say if I'm going vacation, generally what I do is, you know what, I'm going out, here's my neighbor, can you take my key in case if some water leak happens, or can you water once in a while to my home? I mean, this is like very normal. Or else we are going outside home, we are hiding the keys under the doormat or something. We have been doing for years, even though with a smart lock, even though with cameras, every single thing. And now then we'll also give them a key in case if you have a home with the ADT or some kind of alarm system. Oh, before you go in the home, make sure you disarm, otherwise the police will show at your home. These are the small things. And we did in Trusted Neighbor, essentially universal digital key you can offer to your neighbor. To give an example, let's say you're going to Hawaii for 2 weeks, right? And you said, I'm your neighbor. I'm not an ADT customer. You are an ADT customer. And you say, you know what, Naveen, I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to send you an invitation over text message where you would only get notified if I have a water leak in my kitchen. Otherwise, you don't have to worry about it. Fair enough. You are not giving me any keys. Text it. I got a text. I accepted the invitation. Now imagine you are in Hawaii, water leak happened in your absence, or you are somewhere you are not even on your phone. I will receive a notification. Hey, Renee's kitchen has a water leak. Okay, I walk into your home. What happened? All the technological work in the background. Now I walk into towards home. I know I'm the Naveen. You authorized me. As soon as closer to your home, they know I'm closer to your home because of geolocation. Then Google Home has a facial recognition. So they know this is Naveen. Allow Naveen to open the lock automatically. Now locks are opens automatically. What I also do, I make sure that I disarm the system so nobody dispatches to your home. I go, I fix your thing, I come out, close your door, things get taken care of. So if you think of as a you is a peace of mind while you're gone, somebody can come in your home for end user, I mean for a person like your neighbor, I don't have to worry about it. I have to carry my key. You can invite 2 or 3 different neighbors, whoever can come nearby to you. Same thing, they can plant your they can water your plants. So it's small things like this. So the reason I'm giving this example, Renee, is when investment comes, it's not pure R&D. Investment could be in partnership. Investment could be in something something which we are working as a complete wholesale as a solution, and then getting them as the meaningful outcome. So in this where I made investment, definitely our own backend system, our cloud, our team engineering team, and the product team who can think through this made an investment in the partnership, and eventually it came out to be one of the best solution we could do. In fact, this was listed as one of the Google I/O's innovation as well.
Nice. I can tell you're very passionate about the end-to-end consumer experiences, and I love your story. My last question for you before we go to the rapid fire question is, like, how do you measure success? What are the key metrics that you look at from a product perspective?
So what I see the success, I mean, when you look at the product is not a product. Actually, product is the bugs, customer support, website, sales agents, mobile app reviews, third party thing, and finally the product. So I look into that. How are we doing every single place there? So it's not only that the product is doing the best reviews, but how my app is doing, how my website doing, how my customer support is doing, how bugs are doing. So looking all those analytics are how well we are doing, and are we better than what we were yesterday? I mean, every single day is an improvement. So I always look as a continuous improvement on that because nobody's perfect, and then that's where I measure.
Well, that's a pretty broad set of metrics, I imagine. Are you looking at engagement? Are you looking at
Yeah,
user
great.
count? Like what specifically
No,
are
no,
you looking at?
no. So number one thing, perfect. The number one thing for me is the user engagement, because I know every single thing is driven by them. If our users are engaged, so what is my engagement rate, and how often they use daily, how often they use monthly, those kind of ratio, and that is a pure derivative of every single thing because that metrics gives me number of devices there in home. That metrics automatically increases my what is called subscription. That's the one important thing, and then all those drive automatically higher subscription rate. So when you're talking to sales numbers and all those things, those are the high. Ultimately, we want higher subscription, but those subscription would not stand if I don't have user engagement.
Yeah, got it. So user engagement is your most important metric. I love it. All right. Well, thank you for sharing all of those stories. We're now at the quick question and answer section. Are you ready for this?
Yes, please go ahead.
All right. First one, what makes a great product leader?
So I believe the customer point of view beyond features actually.
Got
So
it.
be here.
Yeah, awesome. What's your favorite tool right now?
Multiple tools, but right now I'll tell you the Copilot is one of those tools I use every single day, which is one of the AI tools like ChatGPT, and those the tool I use for every single thing. Yeah.
I love it. Well, that leads me into my next question, which is uh, what, tell me about an insightful question you've asked Copilot recently.
That's often I challenge Copilot, what answers coming from ChatGPT kind of things. I try to compare those to those kind of two or three different things. So
Do
yeah,
you often find that the answers are different?
I found the answers are different how you ask the question, but generally they're leaning towards the broader output is pretty much the same, but how they are coming up, how much data they're coming, and then there are different areas where one is expert versus other one is expert. So I do find Copilot is extremely good when I have a lot of our own data, they can provide it, and when I go to ChatGPT in the generic and something going deep, they're pretty good containing from the overall the website data and how they consolidate that they're pretty good. I mean, this is my own experience. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I love it. Okay, excellent. Last question. Are you reading or listening to anything interesting?
Yeah, so I continue to read, but one of the book actually, I met one of those author actually. I mean, book was right here. His name is Kim Campbell. It's Flying in the Face of Fear. So this is a book, Flying in the Face of Fear. I met this is a Colonel, Air Force Colonel actually, and this is a book about the pilot's lesson in leading with the courage, and this is story is that I mean, fear is not a bad thing. So often we fear about things, and so this is something where I'm also asking a lot of my team to read recently. I met the author, gave the book. There was one of the session, and this is something very interesting, something different than all the generic books we read, like Atomic Habits and all that. But this is very, very interesting, a little different. But the whole idea is the fear is not a bad thing, and how can learn from the pilot's lesson.
I love it. Ironically, I'm married to a former fighter pilot, so I'm going to have to get that book for him. Listen, Naveen, it's just been wonderful getting to know you. Thank you for your generous storytelling. And once again, congratulations on being one of the best chief product officers of 2025.
Thank you so much, Renee. It was such a fantastic, lovely to speak with you, and you have a fantastic day. Thank you.
Thanks.